Bishop Athanasius Schneider has made a dramatic plea to Pope Leo XIV. Grant the apostolic mandate for the SSPX's July 1 episcopal consecrations. Be a bridge builder, he urges. Let the SSPX in. It sounds reasonable. It sounds merciful. But there's a problem. The SSPX doesn't want what Schneider thinks they want. Let's start with what just happened. On February 12th, Cardinal Fernández met with SSPX Superior General Father Davide Pagliarani. The Vatican's proposal was straightforward. Suspend the July 1 consecrations and enter a structured theological dialogue to clarify the minimum requirements for full communion. The SSPX refused. Why? Because their position has hardened, and the evidence comes from their own documents. In November 2018, just months after his election as Superior General, Father Pagliarani sent a letter to all SSPX priests. He had just met with Vatican officials. His assessment is devastating for those who think the SSPX seeks reconciliation. Quote, "Even if tomorrow the Roman authorities were to retrace their steps and propose an acceptable statement of principles, what guarantee would we have that the next day that statement would still be sufficient? Everything urges us to courageously resume our theological discussion, well aware that the Lord does not necessarily ask us to convince our interlocutors, but above all, to bring before the Church the unconditional witness of faith." Read that carefully. Dialogue is not about reaching agreement. It's about giving witness. The SSPX has already decided that no Vatican proposal will ever be sufficient. This is the context Bishop Schneider ignores. The Holy See did not reject the SSPX. The SSPX rejected the Holy See. Schneider argues that the Vatican should offer at least a minimum of ecclesial integration and then continue dialogue. But that minimum was offered. Cardinal Fernández proposed precisely what Schneider himself has advocated: doctrinal dialogue that distinguishes between infallible dogma and pastoral statements open to discussion. The SSPX said no. Schneider invokes history. He cites St. Athanasius, who disobeyed Pope Liberius. He cites Cardinal Slipyug, who consecrated bishops secretly. But his examples prove the opposite point. St. Athanasius was excommunicated by a pope pressured by Arians. He never claimed the right to permanent separation. He sought recognition, not autonomy. Cardinal Slipyug's consecrations were secret, done to preserve the Church under communist persecution. When Rome learned, they were regularized because the intention was communion, not independence. Now compare the SSPX. They act publicly, against explicit Vatican veto. Their consecrating bishops are not in hierarchical communion. Their new bishops will be ordained with the explicit purpose of remaining outside papal jurisdiction. They have even established their own marriage tribunal, a direct assumption of power that belongs only to bishops in communion. This is not about legal positivism, as Schneider claims. It's about the divine constitution of the Church. Juridical communion with the Pope is not a medieval invention. It belongs to the Church's nature. Schneider quotes Pope Benedict XVI's plea for unity, but he omits what Benedict required: acceptance that the magisterium authentically interprets tradition, acceptance that Vatican II is part of tradition with discussion open on problematic points, acceptance of the validity and lawfulness of the Novus Ordo. The SSPX rejected all three. The critics of Schneider's position offer a sobering conclusion. Asking the Pope to authorize episcopal consecrations without the guarantee that those bishops will exercise ministry in hierarchical communion is asking him to approve schism. Bishop Schneider means well. He loves the Church, but his plea, however heartfelt, ignores the hard reality. The SSPX has chosen separation. No amount of bridge building can force unity on those who refuse to cross.